Now, from Nebraska's trusted news source, this is Channel 8 News at 5.
Coming up tonight, the latest on the mass shooting in Colorado that killed 5 people and injured 25 others. Plus, a special honor for a Nebraska man after he helped save a 9-year-old boy and his sister from that burning crash. But first tonight, hundreds of millions of dollars are expected to be lost this holiday season to online shopping fraud. Good evening, everyone, and thank you for joining us. Rod has the night off. With the cost of living going up, people are looking for some relief, but warning you, scammers are taking advantage of that. Channel 8's Veronica Barreto joins us live with our top story tonight. Veronica?
As we get closer to Black Friday, Cyber Monday, and holiday shopping season, experts in scams are sharing information that will hopefully protect consumers. The Better Business Bureau says in 2022, people in North America are expected to lose over $380 million due to online shopping fraud. As we get closer to holiday shopping, the BBB, together with previous victims of scams, are raising the alarm for others to be aware.
Now that it's the Christmas time, pay attention.
Amelia Williford was looking for a pool on sale when she became victim to an online scam early in the year. She started to be suspicious when she noticed it taking too much time for it to come in the mail.
And then I went back out to the website was gone. So then I went and emailed again and there was no reply. Then I went and looked at my credit card statement and it had that charge as an auto parts store.
Consumers might have to keep their eyes wide open, as the BBB says this type of scams have never been more prevalent than they are right now.
Nearly 36% of all of these online retail fraud reports originated through a fake website. So these are sites that in some cases are meant to look like Amazon.com or meant to look like a reputable company.
Experts say technology and social media are playing a key role.
The vast majority of these scams originated on social media timelines through fake advertisements.
The BBB says people should also use their credit cards when buying online rather than PayPal or debit cards, because credit cards offer more protection.
Always, if you can, pay by credit card. They offer the most protection against loss. A lot of these scams originated with things like peer-to-peer payment methods. So they're asking for payment with Zelle or Venmo or even cryptocurrency.
The BBB says consumers should pay attention to red flags like unfamiliar websites or social media pages without any reviews. And also they should pay attention to prices that are too good to be true. The BBB also has a tool on their website where people can find more information on different companies and web pages. For more information, you can visit klkntv.com.
Veronica, thank you very much for our top story tonight. Now we go to a major drug bust and weapons bust in Lincoln. Police say 3 people are in custody after recovering several drugs and stolen guns. They also found LPD gear that was stolen from a recruit last month. Last Friday, the Narcotics Task Force contacted 55-year-old Poutre Green outside a storage unit off of Cornhusker Highway and found several stolen guns in his unit. At his home, police discovered meth and more guns along with ballistic body armor and rifle plates, again stolen from LPD. Green was arrested on several charges. 59-year-old Lawrence Harris and 24-year-old Anastasia Morrow were also taken into custody for drug charges. From over the weekend, a 20-year-old faces several charges after an incident inside a parking garage on Canopy Street. Officials say a woman noticed this man, Sean Young of Oklahoma, following her. Police say Young grabbed her, pushed her up against her vehicle, and put his hands over her mouth. The woman said she was able to bite him and run away. Officials are asking drivers to be extra cautious as they travel for Thanksgiving. The Nebraska Department of Transportation is warning of an increase in traffic-related deaths this year. So far, 233 people have been killed. Now, compared to last year at this time, that number was only 195. NDOT also says they're seeing more deadly crashes in urban areas. For the last 5 years, the average was about 58 per year. But this year, we're up to 84 with another month still left to go in the year. State and local agencies say they're holding several campaigns to hopefully lower the amount of accidents and fatalities during the holiday season.
One of the biggest things we see is distracted driving, and really that's with all ages. But really it just boils down to each individual person taking responsibility for themselves. Buckling up is a big one. Watching the speed limit, watching your following distance.
The State Patrol says they've seen numerous citations in the Lincoln area this year for people driving over 100 miles per hour. So they're asking everyone to be as careful as they can while traveling for Thanksgiving. And speaking of crashes, we have some breaking news for you right now. A crash that just happened at the intersection of 33 and Highway 2. That's where we're going to find Channel 8's Mackenzie Johnson live with the latest. Mackenzie?
Yeah, that's right. I'm here at the intersection of Highway 2 and 33rd Street. Right behind me, you can see that there is what looks to be a 3-vehicle accident. We don't have many details right now on what happened or who is injured, if there is any injuries, but we do know that westbound Highway 2 is closed for the time being. Eastbound is still open, but there are a lot of car pileups right now. They do have 33rd Street open to turn right onto eastbound Highway 2, but right now we don't have many details. Like I said, we will be keeping you updated as we hear more about what happened. This is just a recent crash, and so yeah, I'll throw it back to you at the studio, Megan.
All right, Mackenzie Johnson, thank you very much for that live report. And I do believe it's eastbound Highway 2 that's shut down there, or at least backed up quite a ways. But of course, Mackenzie will stay there on the scene and get us the very latest. We'll bring you that at 6 o'clock. In some much better news here locally, today a Nebraska man was given the highest honor for a civilian. This comes after the Elkhorn man saved 2 people from a fiery crash back in 2020. Channel 8's Rebecca Heckel spoke with him today about receiving the Carnegie Medal.
I don't see myself as a hero. I just was a guy in the right place at the right time.
Frank Axiotis was given the Carnegie Medal of Honor by Governor Pete Ricketts Monday for jumping into action after witnessing a 3-car crash on Interstate 80 near Lincoln in September 2020. Axiotis pulled 2 siblings out of their crushed SUV just moments before it was engulfed in flames.
I couldn't walk away from that not knowing, what would have happened. If they would have survived, and hearing about it on the news, fatality, there's already enough of that.
His wife, Shelley, said she remembered seeing the siblings' faces pressed against the driver's side windows. Axiotis was able to pull 9-year-old Lucas out quickly, but had to break the windshield to rescue 21-year-old Maddie.
I'm trying to figure out what landmarks to tell them, where we are when I called 911. And Frank is already running across the interstate. So there was not even a moment to talk to him. It was just he jumped out of the door and started running across the interstate.
The Carnegie Medal is North America's highest honor for civilian heroism, and Axiotis says he just wanted to help. He also says that more people should be willing to jump in before paramedics arrive.
If I wasn't there, by the time the paramedics got there, everything was engulfed. Everything was already... So it's just one of those things where don't wait for help to arrive. Be the person on site to help.
This is the 3rd award Axiotis has received for jumping in to help. He was previously given a Public Service Award by the Nebraska State Patrol and the Red Cross Heroes of the Heartland Award. Reporting in Lincoln, Rebecca Heckel, Channel 8 News.
Wow, such an incredible story there. Unfortunately, the siblings who were rescued were unable to attend the ceremony, but sent him a message that thanked him for being their superhero. As we continue to cover the capital city tonight, Mayor Lyrian Gaylor Baird is announcing her intention to run for re-election as mayor of Lincoln. No other Democrats have announced their plans to run for mayor, but there are 2 Republican candidates in the race, including Senator Suzanne Geist and Stan Parker. The City of Lincoln primary election is April 4th, and the general election is May 2nd. The Salvation Army here in Lincoln had a big day today ahead of Thanksgiving. They were giving out Thanksgiving baskets to people who signed up to receive them. The activity impacted hundreds of families in our city, with over 520 baskets full of food out for distribution. In each basket, folks got the traditional Thanksgiving fixings and the choice of either ham, chicken, or turkey.
You just need that little bit of hope during the holiday season. The prices of everything has gone up. The economy is a little rough right now. So we want to be there along with other agencies and churches.
And the Salvation Army says families who didn't get signed up in time, the food pantry is open tomorrow and Wednesday from 1 to 3:30 in the afternoon. Time now for a check of our weather with Chief Meteorologist Rusty Hawkins. Rusty, by my standards, a pretty mild day here in the 50s.
It was. Temperatures were above average. We had plenty of sunshine, not a whole lot of wind. It was just really a nice day, and it continues to be fairly nice out there. But we're looking out at Highway 2, and this is near 13th Street. It backed up quite a bit, and that eastbound traffic is going to be slow going, but you know, Highway 2 is kind of slow this time of day anyway, but you notice the westbound traffic is flowing smoothly. It's the eastbound traffic having a few problems out there. We'll head over to Beatrice and look at the sunset. Very nice. Schoen's roofing cam looking at South 6th Street and Perkins. Very nice evening out there. Still 50 degrees in Beatrice, 49 in Hebron, 46 at the Lincoln Airport. A little cooler. Notice that colder air very close to us into parts of Iowa, but most of the state right now in the 40s and 50s. So comfortable early evening with not much of a wind. It's less than 10 miles per hour for the entire state, which is odd in itself. Stormcast has temperatures dropping into the lower 20s for many in eastern Nebraska, teens for the western half of the state, and then we'll start to warm up. And once again, we're going to see those high temperatures tomorrow afternoon in the middle and maybe even the upper 50s in some places. So it is going to be a warm day tomorrow, and we are going to continue with this trend of mild temperatures as we head through the holiday week, I guess, is if you want to put it that way. There is a small chance for some precipitation as we head towards Thanksgiving. We'll take a look at that in a few minutes.
Sounds good. Thank you, Rusty. In national news now, investigators are poring over the background of the suspected shooter in Colorado Springs, where 5 people were killed at an LGBTQ+ nightclub. Authorities charging the 22-year-old man with 5 counts of first-degree murder and committing hate crimes. ABC's Morgan Norwood has more.
A growing memorial outside of Club Q, Colorado Springs' only LGBTQ nightclub. It's the place where police say a suspect stormed inside and opened fire, killing 5 and injuring at least 19. Prosecutors charging that suspect with hate crimes and 5 counts of first-degree murder.
It has the trappings of a hate crime.
The suspect, 22-year-old Anderson Lee Aldrich, allegedly entering Club Q just before midnight, armed with an assault-style rifle, which officials say was legally purchased, along with another gun and multiple magazines of ammunition. Witnesses say he began shooting right away.
I was bartending, making drinks, and then I heard like a pop, pop, pop.
Police say they were on the scene within 3 minutes of the first 911 call, taking Aldrich into custody shortly after. Witnesses say 2 patrons tackled him and beat him with his own weapon. Aldrich being treated at a local hospital.
If this had gone on for several minutes more and that heroic action had not been taken, I can only imagine how many more fatalities we might have had.
Among the 5 confirmed dead was Club Q bartender, 28-year-old Daniel Davis Aston.
It's terrifying. It's terrifying to know that it truly can happen anywhere.
And questions now about that suspect's background and how he was able to get a gun despite a 2021 arrest for bomb threat and a kidnapping. Now, Colorado does have a red flag law, but it's unclear if that would have prevented him from getting those weapons. I'm Morgan Norwood, ABC News, Colorado Springs.
Still to come on the news tonight, new details in the murder mystery that has rattled the small town of Moscow, Idaho. The latest details after the break. Now to the latest on the murder mystery in Idaho, where 4 students were stabbed to death and the urgent manhunt for the killer. We're learning more details about the 911 call that was made just hours after they were killed. ABC's Rena Roy has the latest.
New details in the murder mystery that's rattled the small town of Moscow, Idaho. Police now revealing that before a 911 call was made, the 2 surviving roommates of a deadly rampage that killed 4 students summoned friends to the off-campus home near the University of Idaho, telling authorities they thought someone on the 2nd floor had, quote, passed out and was not waking up.
They woke up later in the morning. They recognized that something was amiss as far as they believed that the roommate wouldn't wake up.
Police say multiple people spoke with the 911 dispatcher before an officer arrived. Detectives do not believe they were involved.
I haven't seen the scene, and I'm not exactly sure what they saw in the morning. But what we believe we know is that when they woke up, they believed that the roommate was still passed out, wasn't responding.
Police scouring the area for evidence as they try to uncover what happened to Kaylee Gonzalez, Madison Mogan, Shauna Kernodle, and Shauna's boyfriend, Ethan Chapin. Police confirming he is not a suspect. This chilling video shows some of Kaylee and Madison's last moments, ordering at a food truck before heading home in a rideshare. Police believe the driver was not involved either.
Police have reiterated that this appears to be a targeted attack with no signs of forced entry into the home. Out of an abundance of caution, the University of Idaho says they've stepped up security patrols on campus since the murders. Idaho State Police also increasing their presence on campus. Rena Roy, ABC News, New York.
Now, your Storm Alert team forecast with Chief Meteorologist Rusty Dawkins.
Kind of a weird day. Every time I stepped outside, I just expected it to be really, really cold, and it wasn't. I actually rolled down my window as I was driving down the street for a while. That was fun. Hey, Southeast Community College, 84th and O Street, showing just the sun trying to go down, a little bit of a glow or a hue out there, but 49 degrees still. That's our average high. It's 49. That's also the temperature at East Campus, still 50 Yankee Hill Road, touch cooler at the airport at 46 degrees, and most of us in the middle and upper 40s to around 50 degrees. 50 in Friend and Beatrice, Kearney at 50 degrees, 49 in Grand Island and Hastings, a little cooler in Wahoo at 42 and 44 in Columbus, which is a little cooler than we were yesterday at this time. So is Omaha, Wahoo, and Lincoln, a degree cooler than yesterday, but still a touch warmer for some spots like Aurora, York, Grand Island, Hastings, Hebron, and Beatrice, all a few degrees warmer than we were yesterday at this time. A very light wind too. That's kind of unusual. When you start to warm things up, you kind of expect to get a south wind at 20 to maybe 30 miles per hour. Not the case today. A very light wind out there out of the north and east at barely 5 or 6 miles per hour. That's fine. Mostly clear skies out there right now, just a couple of clouds here and there, really not a whole lot to talk about. So we'll run through a couple of different time frames here. High pressure behind me, kicking on off to the east. This is through tonight into Tuesday. Just a few clouds out there. No precipitation expected tonight or Tuesday. As we head through the day on Tuesday, this is Tuesday afternoon into the early evening hours. I mean, if you have travel plans, you're leaving a touch early for Thanksgiving, by all means, really quiet weather pattern setting up. But if you wait until Wednesday, still probably okay. But if you're headed towards the Panhandle, like sometimes I am, with see family in Chadron and Gordon, very possible that we could see some snow showers move into the Panhandle by Wednesday evening. Most of this will be along the Rocky Mountains into eastern Wyoming, maybe even towards Rapid City, but most of Nebraska quiet until about Thursday, very early in the morning. This is late Wednesday night, Thursday morning, some scattered showers going to be possible here, snow showers possible to the west. And really nothing to write home about here, but a few showers from Minneapolis to Des Moines to Lincoln, maybe down towards Kansas City and Wichita by Thursday morning, Thanksgiving morning. That snow chance still out there, but moving towards Denver. So if you're headed towards Denver early Thursday morning, keep that in mind. And then as we head into Thursday afternoon, most of this presses down to the south, and we're going to see some mostly clear skies as we head through Thursday afternoon and into Thursday evening. That's what you like to see, especially if you have travel plans on Thursday. Temperatures tonight between 20 and 25 degrees, 25 Beatrice Fairbury, 25 in the capital city. Mostly clear. That's seasonably cool. 25 is dead on normal. That's exactly our average low for this time of year. Southwest wind barely there at 5 to 10 miles per hour. Temperatures tomorrow above average by about 7 or 8 degrees. 56 in Lincoln, 57 in Beatrice and Seward, as well as the Tri-Cities. Very warm. 56, mostly sunny. I mean, golf courses? Just saying, southwest wind at 5 to 15 miles per hour and plenty of sunshine. We continue with the 50s for quite a while. 54 on Wednesday. There's that small mixed precipitation chance. It could be rain, could be snow, could be, I mean, it's not going to amount to much. 48 degrees on Friday as the Huskers head to Iowa City. That's also looking like a pretty good forecast with temperatures in the 40s. And then next weekend, 56 on Saturday, 52 on Sunday. And then a disturbance comes our way as we head towards the end of November. But overall, a very mild several days ahead, at or above average for the next several days.
Looking good there, Rusty, for all that traveling folks will be doing. Thank you. A negative day on Wall Street today. The Dow falling 45 points. NASDAQ is down 122. S&P also losing 16 points. Here are your numbers. You're watching Channel 8, Nebraska's trusted news source. Finally tonight, mark your calendars. A popular country music star is coming to Lincoln. Kenny Chesney announcing his I Go Back tour. He'll be performing at Pinnacle Bank Arena on May 13th. He'll be joined by Kelsey Ballerini on the tour. If you're interested, tickets go on sale for the general public on December 2nd at 10 a.m. on Ticketmaster. You can find a full list of tour dates on our website, kokntv.com. Rusty, can we have one final quick check?
Quick, yeah. Well, it's a great forecast too. Temperatures in the 50s for the next several days. Small chance of light precipitation on Thursday. Otherwise, a little cooler Thursday and Friday. Then right back into the 50s for next weekend. Boy, if you have outdoor plans, need to put up the Christmas lights, whatever you need to do, there you go.
All right, thanks, Rusty, and thank you all for joining us. We'll see you right back here at 6 o'clock.
With the Channel 8 News mobile app, you'll be the first to know. Get alerts about breaking news and weather, all in the palm of your hand.
We only do one thing at Comfort Made Mattress Factory, handcraft the highest quality mattress possible. It's backed by a lifetime comfort guarantee. Come see us.